when the sun goes down for the last time, I'll love you after this world is no more. She said, I asked him to say it, and he answered me immediately. She said, I fell to my knees and I gave my life to Jesus. I didn't really realize that at the time, but I started thinking about it. And I was blown away by how crazy passionate God is about us. And this story in particular, and I guarantee you most of us have a similar story. I started thinking back, all the way back, and traced my steps back. I started thinking, wait a second. God would let me get to a point where I was depressed. God would let me get to a point where I felt like a failure. God would let me get to a point where I felt totally stressed out beyond belief, and like that there's no way that I could do anything on my own to get to a place where I needed help, to where I would come to him and say, please, God, help me. What do you want to say? He would let me feel that way to get me to ask the right question. Have you ever thought sometimes you're going through some things that maybe it's just some things are happening just to get you to the place where you start asking the right questions? Or if everything's just going along smoothly, and maybe we're not paying as much attention as we should be, and things got bumpy for me, and I started asking the right questions. I thought about that, and then I thought, wait a second. Here's this band, we're a rock band, we scream at everybody for Jesus, and so radio stations are quite terrified of us, and I don't blame them, I understand that completely. And then God does this Jedi mind trick on all these radio stations that he did not have to do. That he absolutely did not have to do. Even after the advice of a record label coming and saying, don't do it. And then not only that, he had this song come on at 3:45 p.m. on a Thursday, right when he knew that this girl was going to say, God, I need to hear you say the words, I love you. He makes sure that it's going out across the airways. He makes sure that her hand feels that she's supposed to turn that radio on right at that very moment. And in that moment, she hears these words, I love you.
Amen.
And I just began to think, man, God is crazy passionate about us. The lengths that he will go to come and get us. So tonight I can say with confidence, when I said, God, what do you want to say? This is what God wants to say to you tonight. This song's called After the World.